Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I literally just got home from work and I'm like, you know what? I have a lot of energy. I have motivation. So I'm like, let me just film, and I'm going to be doing a new product review. I love trying out new products and I love sharing my feedback and my first impressions with you guys. The product I'm going to be reviewing for you guys is the new Benefit Cosmetics Soft Blur Foundation. Now, this was sent to me as a PR package, which I'm thankful for. This video is not sponsored. I decided to film this on my own time and kind of share with you guys, as I always do. I have nothing on my face right now. Just have a lip balm on, brows and lashes, and I did carve out my brows with some concealer. The Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation right here. It is available online currently, and it's also in stores, I believe Ulta's and Sephora's on June 27th. It retails for $29. So I'm very happy that Benefit decided to launch another complexion product as far as foundation. I'm just going to read you guys the little paper that they sent out. So it evens out skin tone, blurs away imperfection, light to medium buildable coverage, neutral undertones, offers flexibility to stretch across tones. Now there are 12 different shades, which I will show you when I swatch them on my jawline. Let's just go over the packaging. Packaging is super cute. These shades go by numbers. There is numbers 1 through 12. The back, you know, it kind of just says the name of it, the shade, and then a little description. As I mentioned, light to medium coverage, liquid foundation, broad spectrum, SPF 15. So yes, this foundation does have an SPF in it, but it claims, I'll show you this because it has SPF, flashback free. At the end of this video, once I have the foundation on, before I put any powder or anything like that on, I am going to take a picture with my phone with flash. Also, I will take a picture with flash with the camera that I'm actually using right now, and we will determine if, and you see it right here, this claim right here is true, especially since it does have SPF in it. So also looking at the product, it is 1 fluid ounce. It's one of those squeeze ones. And ooh, oh, well, it's already literally, I did squeeze it a little bit, but I didn't think anything of it. So I don't know why it's squeezed out like that. So that kind of makes me nervous because I feel like if I lightly just squeeze the bottle, it can become messy. Now, if you guys watch my Cover FX Power Play Foundation review, if you didn't, I'll leave a link in the description, but I'll just quickly show you because I have it right here. It has the squeeze applicator. Very curious to use this because I have my doubts about squeeze applicators. One of my all-time favorite matte foundations. Excuse how messy it is, and it's literally at its end, but the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet, similar packaging, I mean different shape and stuff like that. It is the squeeze applicator. Other products that have these type of applicators, I think Dior has the new squeeze one. I don't even know what it's called. Dior has one. Marc Jacobs has the new one that they came out with that's a squeeze, and I'm curious to see if this type of applicator on their foundations. Personally not a fan of them, but I mean, I just felt like with the Cover FX one, I was like working extra hardcore to squeeze out any excess and to get every little bit of product out of it. I just find it annoying to have to like really squeeze a product. So to use, it says shake well before use, blend 1 drop onto clean moisturized face, repeat to build coverage. So there are 12 shades within this Soft Blur foundation. So I quickly want to say, I feel like you're all so wowed by the different brands that are coming out with 40 plus shades, you know, Fenty, Cover FX, Makeup Forever, Lancome, so many different brands that have so many different shades. To have 12 shades, a big test, and as far as making sure, you know, most of the shades are wearable for majority of your consumers. Also, what I remember is they mentioned that there's neutral undertones to offer the flexibility to stretch across all skin tones. So if you guys know, there's pink undertones, there are neutral undertones, and then you have your warm undertones. I'm curious about the neutral. Me personally, I like warm to neutral undertones, so this could work out well for me. So I just realized off camera with the box that opens, that has like all the ingredients, what the foundation does, pretty much everything is in there. So I just thought that was a little cute thing to add because I was curious. I was like, why does that little paper inside the box not have a lot in it? Duh, Amber, it's right here. So I'm gonna go in and swatch shades 1 through 4 for you guys. So I didn't even squeeze it all like that, and it is like pouring out. So that's something that's a little alarming. Like I said, I don't know, it seems messy. Flat angled Sigma brush, and I'm just gonna go in and swatch that for you guys. Same thing. Really, I'm not even like squeezing it all like that, and product's freaking falling out of it. All right, redo on the first swatch. Guys, I've never done this method before, but I've seen a couple videos of people do it this way, and it makes sense. So here are the swatches of shades 1 through 4. I actually had this sitting on my skin for a good 5 minutes because my camera overheated. And what I'm liking is it's not oxidizing. For me, in my personal viewpoint, it's actually staying its true color. So I don't notice any oxidation. Everyone's skin's different, but that's just something I personally wanted to mention really quick as I was sitting here and I was like looking at it. Very pigmented, but definitely very neutral. So not too warm, not too pink of an undertone. I'm gonna go in and swatch shades 5 through 6. I'm gonna go in and swatch shades 5 through 8 for you guys. So me, I'm probably leaning towards more of 5. Might mix in number 7 and 5 because 7 has a little bit more of that yellow undertone. All right, so now I'm gonna go in and swatch shades 9 through 12. So this is more of a deeper shade range that they have of the foundation options. I'm definitely going to look out for more videos showing, you know, the deeper shade ranges, even the lighter shade ranges, actually all of them on different skin types just to see how they pull. Next, we're just going to go in and actually try on the foundations using 3 different application processes: brush, a sponge, and actually trying with the fingers. There really is no classification on whether it is a dewy finish, matte finish, something good for normal skin. Unless I completely missed it, I'll double check. It did say put on clean, moisturized skin, but it didn't say anything about a primer. For primer, I'm just going to go in with the Benefit Professional. I'm just going to put that on the cheek area for right now. So I'm going to use a brush application for this side, and I'm just taking my Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm taking shade number 5. Actually is blending in pretty well. And I just did about a pea size, maybe a little bit bigger than a pea size, pressing the product into the skin. So what I'm noticing, and I don't know if my camera's picking this up, it looks like a very good match on camera. What I'm noticing is, and I noticed this with the swatches, you can see it's too neutral. There's like no warmth in it, especially with my lighting and looking in my like little mirror here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and mix in shade number 7, which is more of that yellow undertone. And I'm just gonna buff it on top just to see if it kind of helps bring some warmth to my skin. You can see how this is more yellow. Press that into the skin. So yeah, by adding shade number 7, which has more of that yellow undertone, it does add that warmth. I'm gonna go in with the primer on the other side too before I go in using the sponge applicator. I'm gonna mix 5 and 7 together because I do like the color payoff of this. So I'm just gonna be taking my Real Techniques sponge and mixing 5 and 7 on the back of the hand. And I'm going to go in and press that foundation in. I definitely say the foundation is a very lightweight, light to medium coverage, that's for sure. And what I'm going to do, whichever method I like most, I'm going to go back in and layer to see if I can get it to a true medium, possibly full coverage. 5 and 7 had a baby, it'd be the perfect shade because it blends beautifully. And I feel like now I have a little bit more warmth and it's not as gray. It blends right down to my neck, which is nice. I'm thinking to myself, how am I gonna try using the hands for application? I'm just gonna do my best to do the forehead and like the nose area. I did clean my hands and wash them prior to doing this. And if you do use your fingers to apply your makeup, just really make sure your hands are clean. I mean, using your fingers isn't bad with this. Since it is very liquidy, it's easy to blend. With your fingers, you're shearing it out. So I feel like I'm just like wiping product away by doing this. So I'm just gonna stop there. I'm not even gonna go further with applying with my fingers. It's not bad. I don't prefer, I'd rather just pick up a sponge or a brush and blend it out. We're gonna do another layer over top of what we already have using the Real Techniques sponge because I feel like that's the best method that I liked using. And by pressing, you're really building that coverage. Yeah, I love the sponge for this. Just creates a smooth canvas. No brush lines, nothing. So that's just my personal preference. So now that we just blended everything in, I'm gonna go in and test out the Flashback, if there is any flashback with this foundation. So we're gonna go in and try this out live. I don't know if I would call it flashback necessarily. It's not too bad of a flashback. I personally think it's because the foundation is a little bit more neutral. I do look white though. But what I'm gonna do is stop recording this, turn my camera over to flash, and I will insert the photo that I take with my camera with flash just so you guys can see it from a camera that has more of a lens. That's a little bit more of a professional camera. All right, so I put on concealer, translucent powder, bronzer, blush, a little bit of highlighter. I like the foundation. So far, when I put everything else on, everything feels lightweight, which is nice. I do want to say, and I don't know if I mentioned this already, the foundation to me is a dewy finish. Like, it definitely looks like fresh skin. It's definitely not mattifying. So me being oily, combination, depending on the areas of my face, definitely had to personally matte it out myself. I would say I got a true medium coverage out of what I did with layering. It's not a full coverage. I'm sure you can make it a full coverage, but it's not going to feel thick and heavy like Kat Von D or the Becca foundation. I'm going to go in and take another photo with Flash now that I have bronzer on and kind of warmed up the face. Definitely the bronzer adds more dimension, so it's not just like one color. I'm just going to do a quick recap as far as the packaging. Very cute packaging. As far as the coverage, light to medium, I definitely agree with that. It has SPF 15 in it. Flashback is not that serious. Something that I'm a little on the edge about is the shade ranges. I personally had to mix two different shades, shades 5 and 7, to get the perfect match. They say that neutral undertones offer flexibility to stretch across tones. I can understand and see their point of that, but for me personally, I'm like borderline neutral warm, more on the warm tones. So by me mixing in number 7 that pulls a little bit more yellow, definitely help balance that out. And then of course adding bronzer to kind of warm up the face with that. As I mentioned, it's not your 40 shade range, it's only 12. Is this foundation for everyone? No, it's definitely something that you're gonna have to try out, take a sample of, or purchase it and see if you like it yourself. I'm very thankful that I got this sent as a package. Would I purchase it? I probably would purchase it just to try it out. And for summertime when it's hot and humid, I probably would turn more towards something that is a light to medium coverage more so than a full coverage. But yeah, I mean, all in all, the foundation's nice. Dewy finish, it's not a matte finish, I will say that. It is very user-friendly. I prefer the sponge over a brush. The brush is nice, but I just like how the sponge created a smooth canvas. All in all, I will say I do like the foundation. I like, you know, how it doesn't oxidize, which is also nice. I do like how it photographs on the camera, but this is how I use the product. This is the method that I chose. I showed you guys all the swatches, how it photographs, and I gave you my first impressions. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and subscribe to see more videos, and make sure you hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.